We were deep in the woods, miles from any town, when we saw it, a church, standing alone in a clearing, looking like it had been forgotten by time. As we got closer, we noticed something strange. There was no cross, not on the steeple, not on the doors, not anywhere, and the windows, they were all bricked up. Solid stone, no light getting in or out. It felt wrong, but my curiosity was screaming at me to go inside. The heavy wooden doors creaked open with a push, and the air that hit us was cold and musty, thick with the smell of decay and something else, something metallic. The inside was pitch black. We switched on our flashlights, and the beams cut through the darkness, revealing rows of dusty pews. Everything was covered in a thick layer of grime, but that wasn't what made my blood run cold. We ran our lights along the pews, and that's when we saw them. Carvings. No, not carvings. Claw marks. Deep gouged in the wood, splintering the surface of every single bench, as if something had been dragged down the aisle, fighting and scraping the whole way. Who builds a church just to brick up the windows? And what could have made these marks? It felt like this place wasn't built for worship, but for containment. We moved cautiously toward the altar. It was a simple stone slab, but it was stained with dark, reddish-brown splotches that looked way too much like old blood. There was a single, large book on the altar, its leather cover cracked and warped. We tried to open it, but the pages were fused together, swollen and stiff as if they'd been soaked in water and then left to rot. Above the altar, where a cross should have been, there was just an empty space on the wall, darker than the surrounding stone, like a shadow burned into the surface. The silence in here was deafening, a heavy, oppressive quiet that felt like it was pressing in on us. Suddenly, a deafening bang echoed through the church, making us all jump out of our skins. We spun around, pointing our flashlights back toward the entrance. The massive doors were shut. We hadn't heard them close. I ran over and pushed, then threw my whole body against them. Nothing. They were solid, immovable. Someone or something had locked us in from the outside. Panic started to set in. We were trapped in a windowless, crossless church with claw marks on the pews and an unholy feeling crawling up our spines. We started yelling, banging on the doors, hoping someone would hear us. But we knew it was useless. We were in the middle of nowhere. That's when we heard it. A soft scraping sound coming from the front of the church, near the blood-stained altar. It was a slow, deliberate sound. Scrape, pause, scrape. Our flashlight beams trembled as we pointed them toward the source of the noise. The darkness just beyond the altar seemed to be shifting, moving. It wasn't just a shadow. It was something solid, something big, and it was starting to unfold. We were trapped in here with whatever had been left behind. Thanks for watching. And if you want to see what happened next, make sure to subscribe. You won't want to miss it.